An era of realistic cinema has come to an end with the sad demise of Mrinal Sen. Mrinal Sen, who often used to say that his coming into cinema was quite an accidental. In fact, in one of his interviews recently, he said his coming into cinema was based on reading a book which actually changed his view about cinema. The death came around 10:30 a.m. in the morning. Sen was ailing since many years. However, his mortal remains will be consigned to flames after his son, Kunal Sen, comes from Chicago on 2nd of January. Incidentally, West Bengal Chief Minister expressed her grief and also sent her emissary, Mrinal Sen, to Mrinal Sen's residence. But Mrinal Sen's relatives present there refused to take any kind of state honor at present. In fact, they said his body will be kept at Peace World near Science City in Kolkata. As per Mrinal Sen's wish, his body was taken without flowers, not even a garland or wreath was placed on his body. Well, this also sparks off an old controversy when West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had blacklisted Mrinal Sen, Soumitra Chattopadhyay for criticizing Mamata Banerjee's plan to open gates for all on the inaugural and closing ceremony of Kolkata Film Festival. Mamata Banerjee blacklisted Mrinal Sen. So in this context, Mrinal Sen's family has done the correct thing. However, Mrinal Sen and controversy had a deep connection, especially those who are Satyajit Ray admirers and fans. They once didn't like Mrinal Sen for bashing Ray on one pretext or the other. However, Sen himself reconciled after Ray's death and said Ray's cinema should be watched by all. He also in his later interviews agreed that there was a time when there was a kind of verbal altercation between Ray and him. But those are history now. And in fact, the biggest controversy that has often been asked is who is the biggest who was the first in terms of Calcutta trilogy, because Mrinal Sen made 3 films: Interview, Kolkata 71 or Kolkata 71 and Podatik, while Satyajit Ray made 3 films depicting then Kolkata. One was Pratidwandi, The Advisory, Shimabadho, Company Limited, and Jono Arunno, The Middleman. We all have watched these films and we know what these 2 giants of cinema had contributed. Also, Mrinal Sen is often regarded as the pioneer of parallel cinema. though in 1951, another living legend, in fact, the three giants of cinema, Ritwik Ghatak, Mrinal Sen and Satyajit Ray. Ritwik Ghatak made Nagorik, and he is regarded as the first to bring the concept of parallel cinema. But Mrinal Sen followed Ghatak's footsteps and made many realistic cinema. However, many often mistake by saying Satyajit Ray had made parallel cinema, while Satyajit Ray always said there are two kinds of cinema, one is good and one is bad. And he firmly believed that the cinema which actually gives pleasure may convey message or may not, is the cinema for the masses. In one of his interviews, Satyajit Ray once said, "Some of our young directors think of art too much while their audiences too little." This was enough. A big slap on the face of pseudo-intellectuals. Coming back to Mrinal Sen, Mrinal Sen has always been a man of words, a man who dared and had the guts to call spade a spade. Mrinal Sen's cinema, whether it's Mrigoya, Bhuban Shom, Ekdin Pratidin, Kolkata Ekattor, Interview, or in the later half, his films like in fact, some of his cinema, which Mrinal Sen preferred to call his best cinemas, ran into various controversies, and I'm really not going into all those controversies right now because this is not the moment to get into controversies. This is indeed a solemn moment because the last living legend of cinema, because all the three giants, Satyajit Ray, Mrinal Sen and Ritwik Ghatak, belongs not only to Bengali cinema or Indian cinema but international arena of cinema. They belong to cinema, they mean cinema. So this is a moment of grief, this is a moment of a sadness, and the void left by Mrinal Sen will never be fulfilled, because no matter there are various institutions, there are many film academies, there are many scope to study cinema in today's modern age, because internet supplies a lot of informations. Yet the kind of people required for making, or the kind of filmmakers we had in Mrinal Sen, Satyajit Ray, Ritwik Ghatak, Adur Gopala Krishnan, Shyam Benegal, Gautam Ghosh, Utpalendu Chakraborty, though he made very few films, Shaji Karun, not to forget M.S. Sathyu, and many more, K. Abbas, has gone down over the ages. While taking these names, I forgot another name, and the name is of course of Rituparna Ghosh, whose frames was enough to captivate his audiences. So the era is now a bygone era, and today with the demise of Mrinal Sen, it's a history. So before summing up, all I want to say is, let's forget all the controversies that Mrinal Sen has attracted. let's hope that the cinema, Indian cinema, Bengali cinema, is again rejuvenated, revived by filmmakers of next generation. And we can only hope that they follow the footsteps of these giants of cinema, because unless and until they follow their footsteps, and of course I left another name, and it's Tapan Sinha. In fact, these people had shown Bengali cinema its light. So with the demise of Mrinal Sen, an era has ended, and we only hope the new generation, the next generation of filmmakers come forward and follow the footsteps of these great filmmakers.